Hello everyone. Today we're going to take a look at how to find the volume of a sphere. Just a reminder that the volume of an object is how much it can hold. Let's draw a sphere. So first we're going to draw a big circle, and then we're going to draw kind of an oval in the middle. It's almost like we're looking inside it. And then just like we've been working on cylinders and cones, the measurement in the middle halfway across, that's still going to be our radius. Let's draw another one. Let's draw another circle, kind of make an oval in the middle. The back is dotted, the front is solid, and all the way across that circle or oval is our diameter. This is stuff we're already familiar with. Now, remember, when we're finding volume, we have specific formulas for our figures. And the volume formula for a sphere is 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. You may see other formulas out there, but we're going to use this one. Volume equals 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. And whenever we talk about the height, we know what the radius is, but the height, I want you to think about this. How tall it is, that's actually the same thing as our diameter. So the height in this formula is our diameter. So let's practice a few of these. So let's draw a circle. Make your oval in the middle, the back dotted, the front solid, and I'm going to tell you that the radius is 10 inches. Now our steps are the same. First, let's write our formula. 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Next, we plug in our numbers. The difference here is on this one, we need the diameter and the radius. So it doesn't matter what we're given, we need both. So here I have 10 inches as my radius. If they give me the radius of 10 inches, how do we find the diameter? Well, if we have the diameter, we divide by 2. So if we have the radius, we multiply by 2. So my diameter, or my height, is 20 inches. So let's plug in our numbers. Volume equals 2/3 times pi is always 3.14 times our radius was 10 squared times my height, or my diameter, which we said is 20. I'm going to use my calculator to plug that in. 2 divided by 3, use your arrow key to come out, times pi is 3.14 times, we said our radius was 10 squared, times our height, which we said was 20. So you get 4186.66666, so about 4187. So the volume of the sphere is about 4,187 cubic inches. So let's keep practicing. Let's draw another sphere. So draw a circle. In the middle, you're going to draw your oval, the back dotted, the front solid. This time, I'm going to give you the diameter, and I'm going to say that diameter is 18 feet long. Let's go ahead and get started by making sure we have our radius and our diameter. Since they gave us the diameter at 18, diameter divide. So to get the radius, I'm going to do 18 divided by 2 is 9. So now I have the two measurements that I need. First, let's write our formula. 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Now let's plug in our numbers. 2/3 times pi is always 3.14 times, we said our radius was 9 squared, times our height, which is our diameter, is 18. Now I'm going to plug that into my calculator. 2 divided by 3, use your arrow, times pi, which is 3.14, times your radius squared, so 9 squared, times my height, which is my diameter. So I get 3052.088, so about 3052. 3052. Volume equals 3052, and our units are cubic feet. So that's how much that sphere can hold. Let's practice a couple more, except now I'm just going to give you the words. So let's say I tell you the radius of this sphere is 15 feet, and that's all I'm going to tell you. But I am going to ask that you find the volume of the sphere. So remember, I need both the radius and the diameter. So let's go ahead and find that diameter. Diameter divide, but I don't have my diameter. So I'm going to multiply by 2. Multiply your radius by 2 to get your diameter. So that's 30 feet. So now let's do our steps. Volume equals 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Plug in our numbers. Volume equals 2/3 times 3.14 times, we said our radius was 15 squared, times our height, which is our diameter, and that's 30. Plug your answer or your problem into your calculator. 2 divided by 3, arrow key, times 3.14 times, we said our radius was 15 squared, times our height or diameter, so that's 30. So 14,130. So our volume is 14,130, and we used feet, so cubic feet. So bottom line, look at the information that they give you. You have to have the radius and the diameter for these problems. Now I want to show you one last type of problem you might run into. Take a look at example 4. I'm going to draw this. What do you notice here? And I'm actually going to say that your diameter is 12 centimeters. That is half of a sphere. That's called a hemisphere. Okay, sometimes you'll run into that. Let me show you how to deal with that. We still need the radius, and we still need the diameter, which is the height. So we have the diameter, or all the way across, that's 12. Remember, if you have the diameter, you divide. So I'm going to do 12 divided by 2, and that's going to give me 6 as my radius. Well, we're going to do this just the same. Okay, volume equals 2/3 times pi times radius squared times height. Let's plug in our numbers. Volume equals 2/3 times 3.14 times my radius is 6 squared times my height, which is my diameter, that's 12. Let's plug it in and get our volume. 2 divided by 3, arrow key, times 3.14 times my radius was 6 squared times my height or diameter. That gives me about 904. And it's still going to be cubic centimeters. But guys, I only have, and ladies, I only have half of a hemisphere, or half of a sphere, a hemisphere. If that's the case, you need to divide your volume by 2, because we have half. That's the same thing as multiplying by 1/2. So I'm going to do 904 divided by 2, and I get a volume of 452 cubic centimeters. So that's how you tackle it if you have half of a sphere or a hemisphere.